Nancy, from now on I'm going to call her Karen, SJW Mace, posted this on her social media platform. You've probably already seen it. We're going to go through it, and we're going to watch what she says on Hannity and see if she's just not a provocateur who's also a snowflake, as she makes fun of leftist snowflakes.
I do them every year.
Every year.
You want to keep going?
Do any more this
you want
year?
to keep going and keep harassing me? You could have gone to a dozen town halls last year.
I asked if you're doing any more this year. It was one simple question.
Yeah.
Are you doing a town
I've
hall
already
this year?
done one. I'll do plenty
Are you doing
more.
any more this year? It was a simple question.
You're always invited.
Okay, sweet. Well, look
And
out
by
for
the
an actual
way,
invitation.
I voted for gay marriage twice.
What does that have to do
so
with me?
I'm just saying, it has to everything to do with you.
Do you think
That's not very conservative. Aren't you betraying the Conservative Party and Project 2025 by voting for gay marriage? What's going on with that, Nancy? Karen, SJW, Snowflake, triggered?
everything about me has to do with gay marriage?
I do,
That's
absolutely.
your first stance when you
Yep.
speak with me?
Absolutely.
There's no other humane
If you want to get in my
conversation you
face
can
about
have
town
me?
halls, you should have shown
There's
up to
no
one
other
last
humane
year.
thing you can talk about me just saying, oh, I support gay marriage.
Yeah,
That's
because you're getting in my face about a town hall. You
All I
could
did
have
was
gone
ask you one
last year.
simple question from right
Would you
over
like
here
me?
is if you have any plans to have more town halls this year.
I have town
That was
halls
one
every year.
question.
I have over a dozen
Okay.
every year.
Great. That was my entire question. You didn't have to go
Yeah,
into the spiel about
you
everything
could
else
have.
you
You
wanted
could
to.
have come to any of them last year.
Okay. And I'm
I had
asking you
over a
about this year, not
dozen.
2024. But
Where
we're
were
in
you the year
right?
before that,
Okay.
or the year before that?
It was a simple
Oh,
question. I
because you
asked
know
if
what?
have
Because you
any more
people
that you're
on the
going to
left
this
are
year or not.
crazy.
So I'm
You're
on the left.
absolutely fucking crazy.
I'm absolutely fucking
You are,
crazy.
and get out of my face.
You're insane.
Goodbye.
You're insane.
Fuck you.
You're gonna fuck me. You're
Yep.
gonna be voted
Bye.
out so fast this year. I
I'm
can't
not.
wait for you to fucking
I'm
go
not.
into
I
the
won by
dirt.
so much.
You're a disgrace to this state. That's what you are. You're a disgrace. I asked you a simple question, and you just to go on this tirade and tell me "fuck you."
Yeah, fuck you.
Disgusting.
Get out of my face.
Fuck you.
Nancy had the opportunity to take the high ground, and she didn't because she couldn't. I'm not for or against this guy, but I will tell you what, Nancy has got to be absolutely tone deaf to post this on her social media thinking that this is okay to interact with somebody like this. Get out of my face. The guy literally looked like he was 8 to 10 feet away. That's not getting in your face, Nancy. And if a guy can't ask a political parasite and I don't care if it's Nazi Pelosi, I don't care if it's Diane Frankenstein, I don't care if it's Shifty Adam Schiff, if you can't walk up to these parasites, these political parasites who are bleeding the economy of $174,000 a year plus benefits, the least that Nancy could do is give this guy her ear. Listen to him. Take the moral high ground. Answer his questions. But wait, you ain't seen nothing yet. Wait till you see the interview that Sean Hannity did with her. But first, let's let SJW Karen finish.
Get out of my face. Try it again. What's your name? What's your name? What's your name?
You say fuck me?
Yep, I sure
the
did.
First thing you're gonna say to me is fuck me for asking
Absolutely.
you a question?
Get the fuck out of my face.
Fuck you.
Now.
Fuck you.
Fuck you. You couldn't take me on, baby. Stay the fuck away from me.
And then she posted this on X. Some unhinged lunatic, a man wearing Daisy Dukes at a makeup store, got in my face today. That's just a lie. There's no video evidence that this guy got in her face. Dems are nuts. So I went off and I won't be backing down. I hold the line 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Try me. Then she posted this video.
And today, her first day as comms director is Daisy Dukes Day. Yeah, that guy. It's not the first time I've ever used language with people before, and it certainly won't be the last. You don't have the right to harass me. It's not ever going to be okay. And if you want to get in my face, expect it right back, and I will record you, and I will make you famous.
And before we get to the Sean Hannity interview, listen to what Nancy Mace simp Matthew Winterhawk had to say about the situation.
They're going to frame this in such bad light because it looks like you're just yelling at the fucking guy, because of course he backed up by the time you have the camera on, and he's like, well, I'm just asking if you're doing town halls. I'm pretty sure it was more like, yo, bitch, you going to be doing some more town halls? Huh? And
If it was like that, Nancy Mace would be the first to say that's exactly what happened before I got my camera in my hand and started rolling. But she didn't, because Nancy Mace knows that the store has surveillance cameras and it would not bear out with the testimony that she would give. She had an opportunity on Hannity, as we'll see shortly, to actually say that this is what the guy did before I went and recorded. But she actually put a spin on it and then sidestepped a direct question from Sean Hannity. But let's continue with this. Some call him a bootlicker. You let me know.
Then he fucking backed up and just like, no, but I'm just being a constituent. Playing nice once you got recorded.
This guy can't even be honest with what you just saw in the video with the guy with the Daisy Dukes on. This is crazy, man.
I don't believe that for a second, bro. Nancy is not just a mean person. I mean, she means what she says, so I guess in that way she's a mean person. But
we're going to show you in a second how bad Nancy Mace really is. Just as bad as all the other Dems and all the other Republicans, because they're political parasites that are owned by AIPAC.
She daring, like, why the fuck are people approaching her everywhere she goes? Well, because she's inflammatory and they don't.
Because she's a freaking representative bleeding the American tax cattle of $174,000 a year. The least she could do is stop and listen and be courteous.
Have a right. That's her goddamn space. Stop following her around. You don't like what she says or what she does, bro? Bring it to the polls. Or write a letter. Or do something. Like, don't approach her inside of an establishment when she's looking for fucking, what, deodorant, skincare?
In America, you're free to approach anybody you want. If they tell you, hey, I don't want to talk to you, then disengage. But Aunt Nancy, Karen, SJW, wasn't disengaging. And I guarantee you that if some other leftist, let's say it was AOC or Rashida Tlaib, if they were being confronted by a constituent and they acted like Nancy Mace acted, Nancy Mace would be on the forefront. She'd be the tip of the spear, letting you know how much of an SJW snowflake Rashida Tlaib and AOC were being.
Who knows?
But this guy is blinded by the left versus right paradigm lie, and he's all up in Nancy Mace's ARs.
This is inappropriate as fuck. If you walked up like, hey man, thanks, shake your hand, you could walk up and say, man, fuck you. That's fine. But expect it back. She's a human. Who cares? What?
So can we walk up or not? At first he's like, respect the space. You can't just do that.
Have a right. That's her goddamn space. Stop following her around. Like, don't approach her inside of an establishment when she's looking for fucking, what, deodorant, skincare?
And then he's like, well, you can walk up and say this, you can walk up and say that, but don't you dare walk up and say what the Daisy Dukes guy was saying. What the? Does this guy have any compass at all? Does he have any springboard or foundation from which he operates? Or is he just all over the place like this all the time? I don't know who this guy is. Just heard about him today because I was looking under Nancy Mace's social media post to see what people were saying about this.
What language she uses. These people are out of line.
So here is the long-awaited, I'm going to put this at 1.25 speed. You'll get the gist. I don't want to waste anybody's time here, but listen to what Sean Hannity says to Nancy Mace and how Nancy Mace answers. Very interesting.
Just a peaceful weekend afternoon going shopping, right? In a post on Facebook, the man in that video said in part that he won't apologize for speaking up or for publicly asking a politician to do her job. Here with her side of the story, Congresswoman Nancy Mace. Congresswoman, well, apparently you've had a very eventful weekend. Apparently there's another video I was just told you might have put up, but let's go to this video in particular. What happened? What was going on behind the scenes? And how did the issue of gay rights come up in that conversation?
Well, right. I just wanted some face wash. That was it. I went to the store. I had a little bit of time to myself on Saturday afternoon, want to go shopping like I do. I'm a normal person. I do my own grocery shopping. And this guy approached me. And I will tell you, I felt threatened. I felt harassed. And I will tell you, as someone who's experienced trauma in her life, and a lot of women will understand what I'm talking about, when some guy gets in your face.
You felt threatened. You felt harassed. He was in your face. That is how a Karen acts. That is what an SJW does. How come people like this can't call that out? Because their minds have been short-circuited by the left versus right paradigm propaganda lie. That's why.
And approaches you in the aggressive manner that he did, and you feel like you're in danger.
The only person aggressive on the video is the person who was recording in the video that Nancy Mace posted on her social media platform.
Instinctively, as women who've been through trauma, who've survived sexual assault, survived domestic abuse, you have two options. You can fight or you can flee. And Sean, I'm a fighter, and I've never stood back down from a fight. I will stand my ground like any strong woman should. And I will tell you, this was the third incident I had last week alone.
Oh, and by the way, did I tell you, Sean, I provoked the fight that I didn't stand down from.
The incidences of threats, the threat of violence, the people coming up and harassing me in public has increased exponentially over the last 6 months since I came out, standing up against the trans community, standing up against men in women's dresses. And I just had an event at the University of South Carolina about an hour ago. I wrapped it up.
You got to listen to Sean Hannity's question here.
Man in a dress picked up a potted plant and acted like he was going to throw it against me. I just posted that video on Twitter. You can follow it at Nancy Mace or Nancy.
Let's go and look at that too. Let's go ahead and look at that. Let's look at the potted plant thing. This is the whole thing. This is what she posted on X. That deep voice came out of nowhere.
Does your husband call you babe? I'm not married. Okay, so even better. I don't care. Okay, so I would like for you to apologize, but it is derogatory and second of all.
Now this person in the dress, male, female, I don't know, is being a snowflake. Just as snowflakey as Nancy Mace. No, really, Nancy Mace was being more snowflakey than this person. I demand you apologize. I demand you respect me.
Now, of course the fuck it is.
Yeah, tranny. If that's derogatory, you are
I don't see. I see a taking of the potted plant. Let's see.
Tranny. If that's derogatory, you are
I don't even see where she was like motioning toward her. Maybe it was her potted plant. Maybe she put it up there for it. I don't know. Put it up there for decoration. Nancy Mace is such a social justice warrior who's willing to put herself on the altar of victimhood that she's actually going to say she felt threatened by this right here. Let's listen to this again.
Mace sided up, and a man in a dress picked up a potted plant and acted like he was going to throw it against me.
Did that look like this person was acting like they were going to throw that potted plant? She is fabricating. She is making things up. This means you can't trust one word that comes out of this chick's mouth. She's not a good person, just like all politicians, but she's really showing her cards here. Usually politicians don't like to show their fangs and their claws and how socially maladjusted they are and how much of a snowflake they are. But Nancy Mace, I don't think she can help it. Look at her eyes. She's glazed over. She's gone.
That video on Twitter you can follow it at Nancy Mace or nancymace.org. You can find it online. But my security team thought he was going to throw the plant at me because I used the word babe. He was offended by it. And then I used the word trans and he was more offended by it. But the lunatics on the left, they're dangerous and women need to stand up for themselves. And
she couldn't even diffuse the situation. She couldn't even try to build a bridge. You know why? Because that's not what politics is for. It's not for building bridges. It's for blowing bridges up and causing division. Division, demoralization, dehumanization, lying, deception, euphemisms. You got everything with politics, everything that is evil, and she's just part of the evil system. Okay, let's get to Sean Hannity's question.
I was the first member of Congress to say, I'm going to hold the line for women and girls everywhere. And since that time, the amount of aggression that I've had from mentally ill men, from men in dresses, from men approaching me in public like this guy, this Daisy Dukes guy, the short shorts guy, just as I was trying to buy face wash. It's not okay. And condoning this kind of behavior is only going to lead to violence.
Or did anything happen prior to you start? It was not. What happened prior to that?
What happened prior to that, Nancy? Will she tell us? Do you think she will?
Well, he started up on me prior to this, and I fumbled. I tried to get my phone out as quick as I could, but I had a bag, and I tried to pull it out fast and start recording as much as I could. I've decided that I'm going to start recording these people in public. I probably don't.
He started up on me prior to this? What does that mean? And Sean Hannity doesn't even follow up. You said he started up on you prior to this. What do you mean by started up prior? And you know, Nancy, you said he got in your face. Did he get in your face before you started recording? Because he's not in your face as you're recording, as you're saying, get out of my face. He was never in your face on the recording. So where's the proof of that, Nancy? How can you expect us to believe you when it sounds like you're making everything up?
I don't have enough iPhone space on my phone, but I deal with this stuff day in and day out. This was the third incident I had last week alone. And the week before that, there was a man in Pennsylvania who was arrested from Butler, Pennsylvania, that threatened the president, President Trump. I was the only member of Congress. He threatened to put a bullet in my skull. Most of this stems from my position about protecting women and girls in private spaces. And inherently as a woman, when a man like this comes up to me and is aggressive in public or private, inherently, I'm going to fight back. I'm going to stand my ground. I'm going to be a strong woman because I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. Men like this, it's not okay.
People who constantly have to remind you that they're a strong woman automatically aren't strong women. People who have to remind you how smart they are automatically not smart, or how in control they are. They just show how not in control they are.
Okay, this kind of aggression is going to get someone hurt or worse, and it's not something I condone. I'll stand up and fight for every woman and girl everywhere.
We see those on the left that have been pro-Hamas, a designated terrorist organization. Some on the left, this obsession with Luigi Mangione, the alleged assassin of the United Healthcare CEO. We've seen domestic terrorism at Tesla dealerships against Tesla owners and charging stations, open calls for assassination of people like Elon Musk and President Trump. It seems like everything's getting really ratcheted up. The left's gone really off the deep end. And I'm very concerned about violence. Why don't you have security with you at all times?
Well, in this instance, I was on my personal time. I can't afford personal private security. I have to reassess my movements now and perhaps trying to hide the way that I look so I can go out in public. Tonight, though, at a public event, I was able to have 6 armed security guards. I needed to have that. And even still with 6 armed security guards, we had a man in a dress who picked up a potted plant. It looked like he was going to toss it at me or throw it at me until the...
It absolutely, and now they're just going to end this episode right here, but it absolutely did not look like this person was going to throw that plant. Watch, there's not even a motion forward toward Nancy.
That's
And walks away with the plant. I mean, could have been, but you don't know the intent, and it doesn't even look like this person was going to do that. Leave your thoughts about this for the world and the global thought, please, in the comments section below. What do you think about statists like this and liars like this and provocateurs and pro-Zionist people like this who are anti-American, and you can tell by their policies, who are just always trying to stir things up for the Zio International Banking Cartel? Leave your thoughts in the comments section below. The only way this channel can grow is if you like this and you can share it. It's for free. And if you disagree with anything I said, leave your comments. You won't hurt my feelings. I'm not a snowflake like Nancy, Karen, SJW, Mace. I will see you in the next video.